At Christmas, bells ring, songs are sung, and lights shine across the world. Yet, beyond the celebration lies a deeper meaning, one that calls humanity back to its conscience. Christmas is not merely a season of festivity. It is a season of reflection, reconciliation, and renewal. It is a remembrance of a profound act of love, the birth of Jesus Christ, a leader sent not to rule by force, but to redeem by sacrifice. I speak today as a human rights lawyer since 1988, as an advocate of democracy, human dignity, and good governance, as one who has been jailed many times for standing up for what is right, as a former official of government, having served as executive assistant to the president of Liberia, solicitor general, and minister of labor, as a former president of the Liberian National Bar Association, as a former presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential elections on a ticket of the Liberian People's Party, the Broom Party. And above all, as a Liberian who loves this country so deeply and believes unshakably in its future. The story of Jesus is not a story of power. It is a story of selflessness, as recorded in the four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Jesus fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes without first eating a portion and leaving the people with leftovers. He washed the feet of his disciples to teach that leadership is service. He chose the cross so that humanity might choose life. Christ-like love is not loud. It is sacrificial. It does not divide. It reconciles. It does not exclude. It embraces. Liberia, more than ever, needs this kind of love today. Our nation has endured deep pain through military rule, civil conflict, injustice, corruption, exclusion, and wounds that remain unhealed. Peace without justice is fragile, and reconciliation without truth is incomplete. This is why the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code is not an act of revenge, but an act of national healing. It is about closing a painful chapter of our history, ending impunity, restoring dignity to victims, and ensuring that never again will violence be rewarded or wrongdoing go unanswered. At the same time, Christmas reminds us that laws alone do not build nations. Values do. Corruption remains one of the greatest obstacles to Liberia's progress. To tolerate corruption is to deny children education, deny the sick health care, and deny the poor hope. We must therefore renew our collective determination to sweep corruption from the government of Liberia and to insist on a leadership rooted in integrity, accountability, and service. Yet, even as we speak truth, Christmas teaches us how to speak it. In the spirit of this sacred season, I humbly appeal to all Liberians at home and in the diaspora to put a temporary halt to harsh criticisms, condemnations, and hurtful words on our various media platforms until after Christmas Day. In short, I am calling for a political ceasefire. Let us, for these holy days, choose kindness over conflict, encouragement over accusation, goodwill over grievance. Let us say good things about one another. Let us make feel-good statements about one another. Words can either wound or heal the nation, and Liberia needs healing. This is not a call to abandon justice. It is a call to pause hostility. It is, in essence, a Christmas ceasefire. Christmas is also a season of gratitude. During Christmas 2025, I call on all Liberians to join me in expressing deep appreciation to nations whose sacrifices helped save Liberia from total self-destruction. We express profound gratitude to Nigeria under the leadership of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida for its decisive role in 1990 in preventing Liberia from collapsing entirely. Nigeria led the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to develop a peace plan for Liberia, supported the establishment of an interim government, and spearheaded the deployment of the first ever peacekeeping force, organized and exclusively sponsored by ECOWAS, an organization originally created for economic integration, not peacekeeping. Nigeria spent billions of United States dollars on the ECOWAS peace initiative and lost hundreds, if not thousands, of its sons and daughters in uniform so that Liberia might live. Liberia must never, ever forget the sacrifice of Nigeria. We also stand in deep gratitude to the United States of America, particularly under President George W. Bush, for supporting the deployment of approximately 17,000 United Nations peacekeepers to Liberia in 2003. A decisive intervention that brought an end to 14 years of brutal civil conflict in our dear country. Liberia can never forget this giant step in saving Liberia from Liberians. I further express sincere appreciation to the government of the People's Republic of China for its swift and visible contributions to Liberia's post-war reconstruction. Seeing institutions such as the JFD Memorial Hospital in Tapeta, road construction across the country, and the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex, amongst others. Gratitude does not weaken sovereignty, it strengthens character. I extend heartfelt Christmas greetings to all Liberian children, our present joy and future promise. To our elderly, our living libraries of wisdom, and to persons with disabilities, whom society too often misunderstands. As the late paramount chief of Nimba County, Franklin Towe, once said, quote, "Disability is not inability," unquote. A just Liberia is one that leaves no one behind. I also extend warm Christmas wishes to the leaders of our country, those in government and those out of government, including the civil society, traditional leadership, and faith communities, as well as my fellow contenders in the 2023 presidential election. Our disagreements must never erase our shared responsibility to Liberia, to foreign governments and international partners represented in Liberia, especially ECOWAS, the European Union, and all diplomatic missions. I express appreciation for your engagement and continued leadership. Liberia's peace, democracy, and respect for human rights remain a shared regional and global responsibility. Finally, I call on all Liberians to support the government of Liberia in its duty to promote and protect the rights of every human being in Liberia and to effectively govern our country under the rule of law. Holding the government's feet to the fire on its failures or omissions is a form of support, because constructive engagement, principled criticism, and patriotic vigilance are not contradictions. They are democratic virtues. May this Christmas soften hardened hearts, renew broken spirits, and remind us that love, when rooted in sacrifice and justice, is the most powerful force for national healing and transformation. May peace dwell in our homes. May unity guide our nation. May Liberia rise, not by hatred, but by love anchored in truth. A better Liberia is possible. Merry Christmas to all.